Welcome along, everyone, to round 3 of the 2021 Reddit Grand Prix Division 2 season. We are here at Silverstone for the British Grand Prix, and a lot of changes, or a couple of changes, mainly have happened over the past week, with the main one being Aaron Hill dropping out of the league, and so that's going to open up some spots here at the top. With the track, two DRS zones. This is an 18-corner circuit, about 5.8 kilometers or 3.6 miles. 18 corners, 8 of them to the left and 10 to the right. And the green flag is out right now. As joining me in the virtual studio today, Walter Desmond. How is it going?
Good. It's race day. Super excited. Hey.
Yes, race day indeed. We're excited to get some green flag action here. There's currently 4 cars now on track. George Russell being the first, and very technical track. It's very high speed, but setup is key here, I think, especially with the differential settings. Drivers are going to really be wanting to find that setup that's going to allow them to go flat out through turns 1 and 9, and so we'll see how that works out for them here in qualifying.
Yeah, this is a really tricky track. It's a long track. There's only 26 laps today because the track is, it's so long, like you said. And one of the key things about like this track is that there aren't really a whole lot of braking zones. Like there's maybe really like the one chicane towards like the end of the lap when you're finishing up. As we watch this, there's a chicane that's towards the end of this little segment here. But yeah, I mean, there's really only that. There's like the chicane at the start. And yeah, we'll try to pull up here like maybe like the track map, Jack. Maybe we can pull that up on screen so we can show kind of some of the viewers. But yeah, I mean, a lot of the sections on this track are straights. They're long, straight sections. So it's all about like just really nailing those couple turns that are super sharp. You really just got to nail those, because if you don't, that's going to set the tone for a really long lap for you.
Absolutely. As George Russell being the first one to cross the line. Oh, sorry, he was on his out lap, so he will now be starting his lap as we have a yellow flag here in Sector 1, and it looks like everything's been cleared. There's a bit of a pile up here in front of George Russell now as he comes into the end of the first sector. And it's not letting me change the camera type. There we go. And so some cars in front. Looks like someone trying to get some temperature into their tires as Mercedes there keeps nicely out of the way. And first long lap of the section, yellow in Sector 3, but it looks like everyone's just starting to queue up at the back for the beginning of their flying laps.
Yeah, we'll probably see just a couple of those yellow flags. It's, so one of the things that like these racers are doing today, so we got 18 minutes worth of qualifying, right? And so basically, like when you come out to do like a couple laps, like you really only have time for maybe 3 good qualifying laps, because you're going to come out, like the first thing you're going to do is you're going to have to come out, finish that whole lap and then start your timer. And then once you finish that lap, you have to come back in again. So you're going to see like a lot of folks, like, they're really only going to have time for like 3 good races. So when we see these yellows on here on this, they're, the drivers are trying to save their tires and their fuel, and they're just driving real slow on the track and just staying out of the way. And sometimes it kind of makes us see all these yellows when really it's just, guys are trying to get out of the way.
And so 2 drivers currently have set a lap, and George Russell goes P2 with a 1:28.1. Getting probably a bit of dirty air there from the Williams in front of him, but not too big of a deal. And we'll look for someone else on a flying lap. The Red Bull of Sleek looks to be on a flying lap.
Yeah, we'll start to see some of these drivers. They're starting to looks like they're putting in their first lap. So ideally, they'll you try to get like a pretty solid time like on your first lap. Then you really try to burn at the next 2 and try to see really where you can get up in terms of the standings before the race. So we'll see these guys in their first lap and see how they improve them throughout the rest of the section here as we go.
It looks like Raving Raptor, or is it someone has just set purple in Sector 2. Hunte goes fastest with the 26.7, and these guys will be looking to improve on their current times as we keep going. And Raving Raptor just looking.
Floyd had a 134.5. That's not the lap he's going to be looking for.
Yeah, so must have had a moment there, and PBJ is retired from the session already.
Oh no, that's definitely not what you want to see.
Yeah, so some bad luck for him, and it looks like he's out at into Maggots and Beckett's. It looks like turn 11 has caught him out. Maybe we'll get on one of the Hasses here and maybe see, or just on this turn that he's on now is what he's had the moment, it looks like.
Yep. Oh no. So this is a particularly high-speed section of the track coming out onto the hanger straight there. Yeah, here we go. Here's a couple cars coming out here on the hanger straight again. Like, it's, those are some of the fastest corners, like in F1. It seems like, and like he just goes so far back and forth, and he must have just lost control and smashed it into the wall.
Especially with some of the looser setups you can be running with the front and rear anti-roll bars. That weight transfer when you shift the weight at that speed can really, really unsettle the car, and maybe that's what's happened there with PBJ. Times 3 drivers making it into the 26s. I wonder, and all 3 of them a 26.7. So I wonder if they're definitely going to have to come back out. This is only a short qualifying session, so there's no 3-session elimination like in full qualifying.
Right. Let's see. These guys. Some of these guys are going to come out onto their full laps. Let's see if we can get a full ride on. You think, Jack?
Yep. Just looking now.
Just kind of show some of the viewers kind of what these guys are going to be up against when they're going along in the race. Like.
Yeah, and I wonder if maybe all of these guys are starting to come into the pits now. It looks like the Alpha and the Ferrari are into the pits, so it is just Connor and. No,
yeah,
Drip
someone's
Israel.
leaving now. Looks like someone's leaving now in the pits. Maybe a Red Bull or something.
I think that's. It's hard to tell with 3 different shades of blue.
Right.
But,
so we have the Alpines, the Red Bulls, and the Williams. They all share a blue, so it's tricky to see. Looks like this one's Kurtzky, yeah.
Yeah. So
Kurtzky on his out lap.
Kurtzky's just on his out lap. So I wonder if he had to back off on his flying lap. He may have made a mistake. Wasn't happy with it. And comes right back in.
Just abandoned it. Yep.
As we look to Connor. What did we just witness there? It looked like he may have taken out. Actually, that's going to be interesting. I think he just took out the pit the pit limiter sign.
Did you just get a penalty at all? No penalties.
No, I don't think so. But I think then for people who play without racing line, then they're going to have no idea where to brake without that. They're just going to have to look for the line on the road instead of the sign. So.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's what just happened there. As we look now to Kurtzky. He's just starting the 3rd sector now. He's probably going to be looking to start flying lap, build some temperature in the tires.
Yep, this is the long hanger straight and into the corner they call Stowe. This is probably a 5th or 6th gear corner. Probably about 160 miles an hour right-hand turn. Really hoping for the downforce to kick in there. It's a real pucker factor corner.
Absolutely, and we are going to do a onboard lap then with Kurtzky. This is turn 1 into Abbey. Very hard to take flat, but if it's done right, it can gain you so much time as hard braking then into turn 3. And you really want to keep as much speed as you can through these next couple of corners, as it can mean everything down this straight. And the other Williams there keeping nicely out of the way of his teammate. Straight here and then into Luffield, into Brooklyn and then Luffield. And, some people like to take this corner, Luffield, pretty wide and get a good exit, and some people like to take it as tight as possible to try to take the shortest line that they can. And we're going to see how he manages turn 9. Cops, very high speeds, keeps it in 7th gear, up to 8th, and then back down to 7th to just get that extra little bit of rotation. And into Maggots and then Beckett's very, very high speed, and this is where those stiffer front suspension is really going to help you out just in the weight transfer there. And touch the grass just a little bit, but it shouldn't have cost him much time as we go down the hanger straight now. To Stowe, and good exit, and now braking into the final couple of corners, just right before that curb, or maybe even right after. And he's just going to be carrying that speed all the way across this next part and then over the line, and that is provisionally pole position, a 26.3 from Kurtzky.
That's what a pole lap looks like today, folks. Yep. Oh, that was a good lap.
So that is a benchmark then for everyone else who's out on track. They're going to be wanting to aim somewhere in the low 126s, and we'll keep an eye out for some contenders. There's a lot of favorites now. We've got a lot of people with some potential here for that front row.
last week we had we raced at the Hungaro Ring in Hungary, and we had the two Mercedes coming in pretty well. One of those just DNF'd in practice. You know, it's always interesting to see who's going to make it through. Yeah, it's just going to be a very, very interesting race. Of course, like we said, it's so high speed. I'm sure we may see a couple spins, like where cars just lose grip at those super high downforce curves.
Yeah, this is going to be one of those tracks as Hunte now has had a moment too, and Hunte is out of qualifying. And so I wonder what's happened to him. It looks like he's gone off right at turn one.
Turn one.
Yeah, absolutely, into turn one. And I think as we were just talking about the high speeds, they're really going to be hindering some of these drivers because the goal is to take it flat, but that's not always possible. And so it's obviously caught Hunte out here, and that's going to be qualifying over for him. But a 26.7 is still not the worst. It's a lot better than throwing it all away when you don't have a good lap in, just to keep yourself on somewhere high up on the grid.
That'll make for an interesting race for the Mercedes. I wonder how they'll be deciding to do, you know, how to approach the race now, especially one guy in strong second position, and then you got another teammate in the very back. Are they going to split their tire strategy? How's that going to work?
And
interesting choices they have to make now.
Yeah, I'm trying to get some tire data up, but it looks like my keybinds aren't working, so I'll have to do it this way. And so here we are.
Guys qualifying on some softs here. And Connor's on the mediums. Looks like he's trying to get a top 10 time on his mediums.
Yeah, so Connor on the mediums. And that may even be a good strategy. So it'll be interesting to see if he's going medium to hard or medium to soft, or maybe even a two-stop. I mean, that'll be a bold one, a two-stop, but it has worked in the past.
Yeah, so I think that one stop is going to be the prime strategy, like the one that most people are going to go with. I think just for the sake of there's only 26 laps, right?
Yeah.
But that being said, like those soft tires, like if you come out on one set of soft, like it's going to be a pretty short ride, because I mean this track is so long, it's so high speed, they just melt under these conditions, you know.
Yeah, and also good thing to point out is that so at Silverstone we go one step harder with the with the Pirelli range. So this week C2 is the medium tire, whereas C2 is the hard tire in Bahrain and at Hungary. So really, the soft tires this week are actually the mediums from the other tracks that we've been to. And so odds are durability is going to be a bit better than it, as the softer tires are going to hold up a bit better. Are the C3s and not the C4s. And they look to the other Alpine, Phoenix, who's also on the mediums. So these guys probably want to see what they can do with that alternate strategy. See where they can get themselves on the mediums. Oh, it looks like my keybinds are back. Make this quite easier.
It's always an interesting race. I mean, yeah, last week we had a lot of technical difficulties, but
yeah,
I mean, hopefully we'll be okay this week. We'll try to give you the best experience we can.
Yeah, and
I
haven't heard anything yet about the timing issues and whether or not they've been fixed. So that's going to be the one downside of online racing, is there's always going to be some sort of technical glitch. And it looks like Adam Klein on the soft tires has gone into P2 as it stands with a 26.6, so just edging out those three behind him, or actually he was more than the 26.7, I think. Red Bull going slowly, and it is Sleek, and Sleek is also out of qualifying.
Another DNF. Looks like, he's just came up just after Cops. Yeah, here he is going to be on the right over here. So yeah, this is one of the highest speed.
There he is in the wall.
Right here. Oh, just spun out probably.
Yeah, I wonder what's happened to him then.
That's one of the highest speed corners in the track right there, and it just like when you're driving on that, it just seems like the back end of the car just wants to give away, like it doesn't want to hold, and you probably just gave it too much and just held on to it for too long. Just spun out and crashed into the wall.
Unfortunate scenes then for three of the drivers this week who are not going to be able to go out for their one final run, as we head now down to the 3-minute mark left in qualifying. So that'll give drivers enough for one more lap, and they can even go for two if they're feeling like they can. Obviously battery is going to give you enough for maybe 2 laps if you can manage it. It's just about the deployment that they have to keep within 1 lap. It's also the tires that get very hot on P1 laps. Francis is on the lap now. half the grid is maybe on their final laps as it is right now.
Yeah, with 2 minutes left, everybody's got their last chance basically to get their lap in. We're going to see a whole flurry of action now, hopefully.
Yeah, it looks like everyone in the pits is probably going to come up right around now. George Russell also trying to improve from the P13, and we'll see where he ends up here. This he may have time for one more. He might do a pool lap. We don't know, but he's going to cross the line. Not
He's going to be stuck in P13 today, so yeah, it looks like...
big spin.
Oh, a spin off.
He's going to bring out a yellow flag maybe, but he's kept it out of the barriers, which is good to see. And careful not to reverse onto the track, but he does a good job staying out of everyone's way, but that is going to draw out those yellow flags. Shouldn't be too much of a problem.
Sticking right into his tires. Oh, and he crushed the 100-meter board.
Yeah. Hopefully kept out of the way of the McLaren there too. And Red Bull, Luke Francis, P7, 127.1, so he's going to be him and Dr. X Code, going to be the two drivers next looking to get into the 126. Around the final corner, turn 18, crosses the line, and it is P6 with 26.7. So there you go. He has improved down into the mid-26s.
Now we're starting to see a bunch of 26s rolling in.
Yeah.
The improvement on the track from being just rubbered in like that, that's just a huge difference. And there's some dirt on the track there too as we drive around. Got just a few guys finishing up their laps. Looks like we got Kurtzke in pole position, Fute in second, Adam Klein in third, Hunte in fourth. Raving Raptor in fifth. Looks like Kurtzke. Kurtzke took it. Raving Raptor moved up to second place on his lap, it looks like, just now.
26.5, so some good scenes at Williams. Obviously with their new driver, Raving Raptor, putting in the good work for that team, and a couple drivers left. Connor seems to
in there quite well. He's got number 2 spot there, yep.
Yep, and I think Connor just maybe retired out of the garage, so not a big deal. Klein 26.6, and around the final corner comes looks like a Williams, Raving Raptor. No. Kurtzke around the final corner. 25.9, so there it is.
25.1, there's the benchmark for today, locking down pole position.
Yeah, so that's probably going to do it, and that's so the first driver to come into the 25s. The Williams driver, Kurtzke, British driver on the British team. And Snoop Francis puts in a 26.4, which is good enough for second place. And good for Red Bull too, splitting the two Williams as it stands. We'll look at some other Ferraris about to cross the line. Dr. X Code goes P6. And can't tell if he was there already or not, but next.
I think Dr. X Code will be pretty excited about that. As you know, last week he had a DNF that was pretty tough to take, so he'll be pretty excited about that P6. Dr. X Code will be.
Look now to Cody Carter coming across the final corner and puts it into P8, 27.2. Good job of him. Keep it in the top 10.
He'll be set on these tires. Looks like Hunte's fallen down to 7th after his 126.7. That's unfortunate, man. He was in the top 3 right there too.
Next driver to cross the line, Israel in P11, looking to improve. Oh, big spin or big wheel spin out of the last corner, and he cannot improve. P11 for him. That gives him free tire choice, of course, not starting in the top 10. And next driver looking across the line. The pits comes, George Russell. And next driver looks like either Francis. Oh no, he will be coming to the pits most likely, or not. He's actually on a. No, he's taking the checkered flag.
So, you know, after last week's race, we have the Mercedes in the constructor standings. We have the Mercedes in first, with the Williams in second. So 51 points for Mercedes and 47 points for Williams. We've got 24 points for Red Bull and 21 points for McLaren. Number 5 is Alfa Romeo P18, Alpine P6, and they have 16 points. Then we got the Aston Martin, the Hasses, Ferraris, and AlphaTauris to round out the rest of the constructor series. So I'm sure probably Williams will be pretty happy with that qualifying today.
I'm starting to think that I was just about to say I think we got kicked out of the session, but nope, we have finished qualifying here. because that has happened to us before, or at least me
Yes,
personally.
yep.
I've been kicked out for no reason. Kurtzky in the Williams, taking pole position. The only driver so far to bring it into the 125s with the 125.9. Snoop Francis, P2 in the Red Bull, and another Williams top 3, Raving Raptor, the new Williams driver. Fute is P4, and Adam Klein and Dr. Xcode following behind in 5 and 6. Hunte in the Mercedes 7th, Cody Carter in the Alfa Romeo 8th, Connor 9th, and Sleek 10th. Everyone below them will be starting with the free tire choice, so they get to choose whatever tires they want to start on. And we are going to be heading into race action shortly, so we'll be loading into the session now.
I mean, that being said, like this looks like a pretty competitive field we got here today. I mean, really 3 seconds separates most of the drivers from P1 down to P20, roughly. I mean, there was a 132 at the back there, but I mean, the rest of the drivers were pretty much in the 128s. Like, I think that's going to make it for an interesting race today. What do you think, Jack?
Yeah, there's definitely some potential for some good action today. We do have very competitive top 5, as you said. I'm specifically looking at the top 5. I think that's going to be a really good battle to watch. And 18 seconds till the formation lap of the British Grand Prix. I'm very excited.
It's race day. It's race day. Love race day.
Yep. Get that little shot of adrenaline before the green lights. And so we are now going to head to the grid and wait for everyone.
We're just going to start out here like with most of the races. What we do here is we start out with just a formation lap. These guys are going to get the opportunity just to take a lap around. They just stay in their position. They just get around and get some heat into the tires and get ready for their basically lights out as soon as they come back around.
For drivers like Kurtzky, it's going to be really important for him to slow down this pack as much as possible. Obviously, he'll want to get some heat into those softs to get the best launch he can, but the longer he is waiting on the grid for everyone else to form up, the cooler his tires are going to be for the start. So that's really what he's trying to do. And it looks like we have Floyd, who's bogged down at the start, but he'll be catching back up to the grid in a moment.
Yeah, I wonder if he's having troubles just controlling it or what's happening with him.
Sure, there's a second or two we go. There'll be lots of weaving, I imagine, on this straight. Keeping temperature is key. This is a pretty high, not high, I'd say mid tire wear type of circuit. It's those long long high-speed corners that require the most really from the tires to hold on. It's a lot of load that goes into these tires in these high-speed corners. But apart from that, the track is not that bad on tire wear, so we probably will be seeing a one-stop here today. As into the final sector we go, on board with Kurtzky, and looks like the Ferrari of Floyd has caught back up into the spot. And actually, PBJ has somehow overtaken 2 cars on the formation lap. That's a big deal. They will sort themselves out before the start of the race.
Yeah, so being that it is a video game, like the game has interesting mechanics, and one of the things that it's going to do is like right before they get to the start line, these guys are coming around the corner, and it's going to grab their whole wheel and just duck them in. Just puts them onto the line, reforms the grid for us. Set up, here we go, week 3.
The final corner we go. And
almost ready for lights out.
Drivers are going to be putting some final heat into the rear tires. They want to make them as sticky and grippy as possible for this launch, because it's very, very important to get a good launch here, especially into a very high-speed turn 1.
High-speed turn 1, yeah.
Set to go now. The last car is approaching the grid right about now. Now wait for all the players. Ready? 1,
here we go.
2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. Lights out. And away we go, and it looks like the Williams of Raving Raptor got a good start. And around turn 1 they go, and it looks like everyone's kept it clean so far. And everyone's held position at the front, and it looks like the Red Bull of Sleek has maybe had a moment, and so has Dr. Xcode, but it looks like everyone is still running as it stands. Kurtzky in the lead, and we have that lovely timing glitch again. But
looks like Snoop Francis in the Red Bull. He's
ooh,
P2 right now.
yellow flag in Sector 1. It looks like Kova in the Haas has had a moment, and he's spun around.
Spun out.
But he is back onto the track, and I don't think he has too much damage. But as it stands, Kurtzky still in the lead from Snoop Francis, Raving Raptor, Fute, Hunte, and Adam Klein, and Dr. Xcode, I think, being the only one. And Connor has had a moment now as well, and it looks like Connor has... Oh, what's happened to him? Oh, and Drip Israel retires from the session.
Right here.
Oh!
Yep. Big spin out into the wall right
Into
here
the
just
wall.
after turn, like, what, 6 or 7?
Yeah, VSC deployed. Yeah, so the exit of Luffield there. Catching him out just like the Aston Martin of Sebastian Vettel in real life at Silverstone. 8 to turn 7, yeah. And so VSC deployed, everyone will be holding position. They have to slow down by 40%.
These drivers will get a dashboard, they'll get a timer, so that way they have basically a correct spacing through here. Then we'll get everybody all kind of formed up and ready to race again.
And Kurtzky can indeed slow everyone up if he so chooses to, although he is going to want to pull out as big of a gap as he can when we get to green flag racing, and that should be any moment now. And that's really unfortunate then for Israel. Not what you want to see. DNFing on lap 1. Definitely possible, but it's never fun when it happens, as a lot of the time we prepare all week for these races, and not ending up finishing the race is always a bad feeling. But VSC is going to be ending soon, probably.
Let's see, Jack, you think you could get the telemetry up on here?
Yeah, and it looks like some drivers have come in for a pit stop, and yeah.
See if we can get some like the gas and gears and stuff, and like see if we can get some like the speed that they have, that these drivers are working with here. Yeah, here we go. The bar at the bottom. There we go. That's what we want. Yeah, so like this will kind of give the viewers just a little bit of info based on like who we're watching here, just kind of what their car's doing. Show you the speed, what their engine's doing, what kind of gears they're in, what kind of gas and brakes. Looks like we're back under green flag racing.
Yeah, we are.
After that purple safety car is over.
Yeah, and Kurtzky has pulled out about a 6/10 of a second and 7/10 now on Snoop Francis, and Raving Raptor is, there it is, Raving Raptor close behind. It's going to be using a lot of that overtake to deploy some energy, and oh, it is Rivas. Both Rivas is out of the race. Rivas too, both Aston Martins out of the race here in the early stages of this race. I wonder what's happened to him on the exit of.
He's on the exit of turn what, 4 or 5. He's on the turn 5 right there. We're gonna start the short corner.
Oh, and that's a spin for Raving Raptor.
Raving Raptor.
Oh no. And so he's gone all the way to the back. Let's see where he can come out. That's really unfortunate for him. He was looking for that position on the Red Bull. Snoop Francis, almost puts it in the wall, but he kept.
Almost crashed right there, trying to fix himself too.
So yeah, P13, P14 now, and that's bad luck for him. Almost as bad as the luck. Oh, and those hot rear tires are just going to send him again. Oh, and it looks like Floyd almost gets collected by him. Oh, close.
That's so scary.
That was close.
Yeah, once these cars spin like that into the grass and stuff like that, the tires they rely so much on the wind and the speed to cool them down, and he couldn't cool off his tires. So when he came out on that straight again, he tried to go super fast around that corner, and just his tire was so hot. You're never gonna make that the same. You have to baby it so much.
I wonder if PBJ as well has had a bit of a moment going on to the mediums now. Probably, I would imagine, with the new front wing and the Williams. I think again of Raving Raptor has.
He spun out here.
It's those hot rear tires. It's very hard to get the power down once you've heated them up too much. They're just asking to send you spinning as the engine wants to overtake the driver. Yeah. Other than that, though, not too many position changes as we can see at the moment. But look at the gap Snoop Francis and Kurtzky have pulled on the cars behind. We are having a bit of, looks like, of a timing issue, but
yeah, the board is always it's always lovely. we may have to reconnect like we did last week, Jack.
I think we're back once everyone crosses the checkered over the start-finish line, and it looks like we're all back. But look at that gap, 2.5 seconds between second and third place already on lap 4. So
that's big.
That's
big.
That's Snoop Francis. Oh, and he spun.
Spinning out. Oh no, he spun out. He's just
no.
not able to. He was trying to get on the gas, and he just couldn't. He pushed it too hard, and he couldn't control it.
And that's what I was saying earlier with the diff settings. It's extremely hard to find that right balance where you can get on the power early through these low-speed corners, but then keep the power in during the high-speed corners. And yeah, he's just been overtaken then by Alex Money as well, right, fighting now for that 10th position. And the same problem is going to happen then with the rear tires being super hot. He's going to need to take it really careful around these 2 corners.
He notices he just came around the left right there.
Oh, and into Cops Hunte. Oh, that's good. That's getting quite close.
Wow, look at this with Butte. Both of these guys racing so close, right side by side into Cops.
Some defensive driving then from Butte and keeps that 2nd position. Oh, and we've seen some incidents at Cops at that speed, both in the game and in real life. But Hunte keeps 3rd place and Butte keeps 2nd place, and he's not done yet though with DRS enabled. Oh, or is DRS enabled? I'm not sure.
Yeah,
but
he had DRS. Yep, he's just rocking it that lap.
Yeah, 2nd hands down. Has DNF from the session. We're going to get a full safety car for the first time this race. And so all these drivers are going to have to slow down and keep temperature then again in their tires. They're going to cool right down.
That's not the race that the 2nd hand down will want. I mean, it's so early, 5 laps in. Yeah, it's just super unlucky for the Hasses.
I'm trying to see now where that's happened. It looks like on the start finish straight.
His car's cleaned off already. It looks like I don't see the dot on the track anywhere. That's unfortunate. That's not what you want. I mean, you don't. The big deal with like these races, it seems like, has been just whether or not you've been able to finish. I mean, the first race, we had 7 DNFs or 8 DNFs. Like the 2nd race, we only had 9 or 8 finishers at the end of the race. Like. Yeah, it's just we're starting to see him just getting whittled away here on week 3. This is the 3rd track. I mean, 3 drivers down. At this rate, we're gonna see probably something similar.
Cody Carter picking up 5-second time penalty for colliding with George Russo. So I wonder what's happening there. It's very
under the safety car. Yeah, they definitely don't want to connect when you're under safety car. No contact then.
Oh, and that's some. I want to say. Another 5-second penalty with Phoenix. Oh, what's happened there? This is kind of interesting to watch. The game seems to punish the driver behind whenever an incident occurs under the safety car, which is sometimes appropriate, but sometimes not. And Cody Carter overtakes.
Look at Cody. He should not be riding under safety car. This is really bad form. He should be in 8th place. This is under safety car. There's no overtaking. So there's no reason for him to be side by side George Russell at all like this. I don't understand what he's doing. It's just bad safety car.
Well, I wonder if George Russell's supposed to give a position back. I don't. It's very hard to tell. Phoenix comes into the pits and he's not happy with those tires.
Maybe race control's telling him to give a spot back or something. Yeah, who knows? It just looks very strange to us. Very suspicious behavior for sure.
And so Phoenix then. Going to come into the pits. I just want to watch him because he might end up serving this penalty even though he was not involved in it, and that would really hurt him. But then again, if he's pitting anyway, this might be strategic. Yes, so he's waiting 5 seconds. This might be a really good really good idea from Phoenix. He's going to be last anyway or lower because he pitted for new tires. So if he serves the penalty now while they're under safety car, it's really not going to affect him that much, and that's actually a very good idea from Phoenix to do that. Because
that
now
will get rid of his penalty.
Yeah.
Like it's basically at the end of the race, like he won't have like a plus 5 seconds onto his time.
And so George Russell again getting another penalty. Well, sorry, one first penalty for him, but oh no, he has got 10 seconds.
It's that same whole group right there. 10 seconds of penalties, and maybe he collected twice. He hit twice, 2 of them. Safety cars or something. Who knows? And
so the way it works, there are in-game penalties, and he's trying to overtake. I wonder what's happening here. Maybe he needs to get by the Ferrari. I don't know why. But I wonder if the safety car is actually coming in this lap. We haven't gotten the message yet. But yeah, so time penalties in this game, they don't count towards any penalty points. We have our own penalty point system in this league, and I believe it is 20 penalty points to receive. What is it? Hold up here in a second.
Full ejection is 20. Yeah, so you get like so your first 6 like your license will so basically like if there are incidents, these drivers they'll submit a ticket for us to review. Like the stewards will take a look at them and see what happened during these incidents. And, there's like 6 points for like a race ban where you miss out a race. I think it's like 12 and 18, and then 20 for full ejection. But yeah, it's just a way that because if we have folks that driving real rough under safety car conditions like that, you know, they can cause accidents and ruin other people's races, and that's something that you just don't want to see, you know, don't want to have happen or even see just now. Like, it's just a really risky behavior when you don't really need to take those risks. Like,
yeah, and we're gonna see probably George Russell serve his 10-second penalty now. And interesting, Phoenix still has an 8-second penalty, so
probably got other time penalties.
Yeah, so 3 seconds maybe. Oh yeah, I did see that earlier. 3 seconds for track limits, and probably 5 seconds for another incident.
Yeah, that's certainly not a way to not going to help you in your race if you're coming out with a bunch of penalties for sure.
Yeah, absolutely not. And he only ends up serving 5 seconds of his 10-second penalty. And we look now to the front of the grid. Kurtzky still in first place. We'll pull up the tire data here. And so the bottom 3 on hard tires. And
got some 6 laps on all these front guys in the softs. They're probably just looking to save their tires for as long as possible.
Yeah.
Probably gonna pit. What do you think? Like probably like lap 9, lap 10. You think?
That's kind of a Jack Pemberton strategy to pit really early and then extend on the second stint. I can see it. I think the mediums are actually really, really good around this track. The hards are obviously insane at keeping life, but they're not going to give you as much grip as you'd maybe want. And so I might be coming in this lap. But yeah, so as you said, lap 9, lap 10, maybe even later, but it depends really on how long these, or if we get more of these safety cars and VSCs, because as long as they are going slowly, those soft tires are going to last long, and they are very, very quick. And so that's what this top 5, top 6 at the moment, all these soft runners on 6-lap-old softs, they're really going to be looking for more of these safety cars just to keep them alive. And maybe even get a free pit stop too.
I think you're right. I think I may even adjust that number. I might even say like probably 13, 14 at this rate.
Yeah.
The safety car here, but yeah, I think if like a soft hard early, like if you pit really super early and you don't get safety cars, that'll work, or a soft medium, and we'll see how long these guys are gonna make these softs last. I mean, safety cars coming in this lap and get ready for green flag racing. He's just gonna back up the pack and try to get everybody condensed in.
Yeah, and he'll probably go right about now, right over right before turn 18. PJ, another 5 seconds down.
Yeah.
Green flag action and everything looking good so far. We'll look maybe behind Kurtzky. Everyone's held on to their position as it stands except for Kova. Maybe he's had an incident as well as Phoenix, but it looks like everything is okay as it stands. PBJ.
5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flag.
Yeah, that's...
We got guys coming up with penalties at the end of that restart. That's unfortunate for them.
Yeah, and like double yellows are obviously it's a safety hazard that you need to avoid, but for a single yellow flag, guys, I'm surprised that he's actually got a penalty for that. It must have been it must have been someone maybe spun around, but no, Kova's only a second behind the car in front, so I don't know what that was for.
Jack, you still there?
Yep. Yep, sorry. Muted the mic there on the Discord calls. Don't know how, but...
Thought I lost you there for a second, buddy?
Yeah, all good. As it stands, everyone's held position for the time being. Maybe Floyd has had letting everyone by. I wonder if he's maybe got some wing damage or what's happened there, but he's dropped back a bit. Look to maybe someone who's close to a move here. How about Raving Raptor? He's got almost a full battery and he's looking for that P11 on Sleek. Is he gonna look for a move down into Stowe? No, not quite close enough on this.
He's gonna be looking to gain some places back after his early spin. I'm sure he's probably driving pretty frustrated. He's got a lot of race to go though. We're 9 laps done on 26, so about a third of the way done, just over a third.
And I wonder if Raving Raptor, is looking to finish the race on these tires then, and he's gonna probably get by some of the drivers in their pit. It looks like Hunte's maybe had a moment. I wonder what's happened then to Hunte.
Hunte
spun around down to P10. What's happened to him on the soft tires too? So is that maybe an indication that the soft tires, as he spins around again?
He's losing grip. Oh no.
Oh, and he's coming right back onto the track right in front of Floyd there, and that's an unsafe re-entry probably for him. I don't know. That looked like it was rather dangerous to come back onto the track that quickly, but he's probably very frustrated with these tires who are probably slowly falling away from him as he's looking for that P14 back again.
As you watch him, you can see he's just struggling for grip again after he spun, just trying to get some speed up, get some airflow over him.
It's going to be a really tricky turn 9 then for him with those hot rear tires, especially softs. And yes, and he's lost it almost.
There he goes, he's spinning. Oh, he spun again.
Yeah, I was wondering if that would happen then with those rear tires. And he's going to just have to play it cool now and recover as best he can by keeping those tires cool, and maybe pitting now would be a good time maybe to pit for new tires. As he's going to take this really carefully. Look at that. Look at how much oversteer he's getting from the rear tires. He wants to put him in a 180, and he really has to fight the car.
Struggling so hard. I think if I'm Hunter, I think now's the time that I pit for sure. He almost just died there on the track a couple times. Almost went DNF. Got very lucky when he came out in front of Floyd. That was very lucky to come out onto the track there and not have an incident.
Oh, he's looking to fight back there on PBJ, and ooh, that was a close one. That was close to contact, but all good so far. And both the drivers are going to DRS, and we're starting to see, I think, a DRS train forming from behind Cody. So it's going to be hard for these guys to get past each other. As it stands, it looks like the top two. Fute is staying very close indeed inside DRS range to Kurtzky. This is the fight for the lead that we're watching.
Yeah, Kurtzky's trying to break away, so he's just breaking away now. He's gaining over a second, so he has to be under a second to catch the DRS.
Yeah.
And let his rear wing open up and give him a lot more speed down the straight. And
it doesn't look like he's close enough.
Yeah, he didn't make it that time. Nope, his wing stays closed. You can see here.
Very, very easy to gain speed down into turn 9, but then very hard to follow around Maggots and Beckett's. It's just lots of dirty, turbulent air. And so I wonder, oh yeah, Fute has come into the pits now, so I wonder if he's decided that it's getting too hard to follow on these tires. He wants to go
he's going to go for the undercut, yeah
he's
on Pritsky.
Oh, this could be good. This could be really interesting for the race. If he goes onto the mediums now, which looks like he definitely is, George Hurst will pick up another 3-second penalty for track limits. So this is going to be a crucial outlap for him. We have a yellow flag. It looks like Kova is out of the race. Oh, and
just DNF too. Oh, that's both of the Hasses today. That's not the race that they were looking for today.
And so yeah, Hunte has come in for hard tires as we predicted. But yeah, oh man. So now both Aston Martins and both Hasses are not going to be scoring any points today. That's really, really unfortunate for them. But now, this is the battle we're looking for, really. Ooh, safety cars deployed, actually.
Oh, Floyd just picked up the drive-through penalty. He's going to have, basically what he's going to have to do is he's going to have to go to the pit lane after this whole safety car ends. And he's going to have to drive through, and he's not going to be able to change his tires or do anything. He just has to drive through.
Yeah.
And he's going to have to serve that after the safety car comes in. So super frustrating. Once the real race starts back up again, he's got to come back in again. And so
this is horrible, horrible news for Fute, who just pitted for medium tires. Oh, brutal luck for him. As that's going to give Kurtzky. Kurtzky has to come into the pits now to cover him off, and that's an easy way to keep the position. And yeah, he is going to come into the pits right now. So that's crucial.
Before he gets to the safety car, yeah,
crucial for the lead of this race, as everyone else is going slowly. It's a free pit stop for Kurtzky, Adam Klein, and Dr. Xcode, and they're probably, as we can see, all coming into the pits now. And
they're going to sacrifice a lot of track position and try to get onto like either a set of mediums or a set of hard, and basically just try to finish out the race. And then these guys that are going to come around, they're going to sacrifice like maybe 2 or 3 positions, and just hope to beat them in the end.
Awful luck for Fute.
Yeah, he was hoping that he could just get out a free pit stop, and then all these guys would be racing under green flag, and they would pit, and he would be able to pass them. But that's not how it worked out, just because like the safety car, all these guys came in, and he's going to rejoin, and he's going to have to fight his way through all of that traffic now.
And as we're under safety car conditions here, I am just going to take a step back for about 30 seconds. Something's come up. I'll be right back, and we will keep an eye out on Snoop Francis, currently in the lead of this race. I'll be right back.
While he's away, we'll just kind of go through and kind of check out some of the tires and stuff and see whose tires are on, who's on what tires. It looks like we got both of the Red Bulls, Snoop Francis and Sleek, they're on a couple of medium tires. They have 5 or 6 laps on these tires. They should be able to finish these out for the rest of the race. Alex Money on his mediums with 11 laps. He will still need to switch to a compound, I believe, like either a soft or a hard. So he'll still have a pit. He's hoping for a safety car later on. Then we have Raving Raptor on the hard tire. He's pit a couple laps ago, about 6 laps ago. Pitted super early and hoping to ride these hard tires out for the rest of the race. So he's going to be battling against a bunch of folks that are going to be riding on fresh mediums. We'll see how that shakes out. These hard tires do feel really good as you're driving between, I'd say laps 6 and 20. And they could last well over 30 laps in race conditions, but at the same time, they're just not as fast as a prime medium, a fresh brand new medium. So we'll see if he can hang on. In 5 and 6, we have George Russell and Phoenix. Looks like we got some switching places right there. That's not what you want to see under safety car again. Unlucky. We have Kurtzky on the mediums after he just pitted, and a whole bunch of folks on the fresh new medium tires. Like Kurtzky, Adam Klein, Dr. Exco, Butte, Cody Carter, Connor, PBJ, Floyd, Hunte. All these guys on fresh tires. Like it's going to be basically going to get pushed to the end. And see who can finish in what spots.
Okay, apologies everyone. I am back. We're still under safety car conditions.
Yep, under safety car conditions. I was telling everybody. Just kind of going through some of the tires and stuff here. We've got a bunch of folks that are on fresh tires at the back, between position 7 and 15.
Yeah.
They're going to be pushing to the end and trying to see, basically if they can steal positions all the way out to the finish of the race. Looks like PBJ tried to go through and serve a drive-through, it looked like, but didn't switch tires either. I'm not sure. Why he would did.
I don't know what's happening there, but interesting that Alex Money hasn't come into the pits. He's confident. I wonder what's going on there. He would, if he pitted, because he started on mediums, he would have to go to hards, I'd imagine. Or so what he's doing probably is saving the mediums then to go for a one stop to softs later.
Yeah, that's what we were thinking, was that he was probably going to have to pit later on, and he was hoping for a safety car later on. Just so he can get a free pit, hopefully, but we'll see. He's got kind of a risky strategy at this point. He's going to pit and lose a lot of positions.
Have to feel then for Butte, the other McLaren, who's just brutal luck with that pit stop. It was a good call.
Early,
yeah, it was. I thought it was a very good call to go for that undercut because he wasn't going to be able to get past Kurtzky that early, I'd imagine. Snoop Francis is going to lead them away then. Almost everyone on the mediums now, except for a couple drivers on the hard tires, and Snoop Francis not wasting any time. He's going straight as fast as he can, as soon as he can, across the line.
As soon as he can.
Yeah, and it looks like
he pick up his penalty for speeding past the pit car.
Oh wow, interesting.
Safety car? Did he pass the safety car?
Yeah, how much of a 3 seconds for that? Yeah.
Yeah, so what happens is if you, so the safety car comes into the pits, right? And these guys, the lead driver has control of all of the pack. And basically up until, looks like, Dr. DRX code's in the dirt, that's something wrong. But yeah, so these guys, they get the safety car, and when they're following the safety car on the last lap, when it comes in, what happens is the lead driver, he controls the whole pack all the way up until the start-finish line. And basically what he wants to do is he wants to try to back them up for the most part and try to get going real slow. That way when the safety car goes up and ahead of him, that way he can come out at full speed and just punch it at the start line. But it looked like he tried to punch it so early that he passed the safety car, and you can't break like the imaginary line because it's a safety car. That's not a that's a rule, that's a thing. You just can't do that. You picked up a 3-second penalty for it.
And that happens again. George Russell, another penalty for him, 11 seconds now. As there's a drag race down into snow, it's Kurtzky on Phoenix. Phoenix now down a place, and he's going to try to keep that position. Ooh, and it's a good overtake around the outside. It's snow for Kurtzky. Phoenix also picked up an 8-second penalty so far in this race. We've just passed the halfway mark. both 1 and 2. Oh, it looks like Raven Raptors gotten into second place, but both 1 and 2 have a 3-second penalty. And so that is looking good for Alex Money. If he can get another safety car, probably is the only way he can keep some of those positions up at the front.
It's the only way he's going to be able to maintain that track position. Yeah. He's still going to have to, he's going to have to pit still, and that's going to mess him up in terms of his spot here. We'll see how that shakes out here in just a couple laps.
Yeah, and Fute has made up some positions and looking for a move there on George Russell, who is running in the points at the moment. So yeah, Fute already back up into 8th place. And that's a good bit of recovery driving from him, who's obviously, I can't get over how unlucky that is.
Yeah, they had a good green flag racing, and he pit just so early, just to undercut the racers, and they got the yellow flag, and it just totally messed up the strategy.
Look, DRS will probably be enabled at the end of next lap. And Kurtzky's having a look now on the McLaren, as we can see in front of us. And oh, he just cuts him off slightly, but he's going to look for the switchback now out of Stowe. And he gets a super exit then down into the final couple of corners. And it looks like when he comes out of the final turn 17, turn 16, he is ahead of Alex Money. So another great bit of driving there from Kurtzky.
Beautiful overtake.
Well, what 3 seconds then to Alex Money? I wonder what that was.
Track limit probably.
Yeah. And now look to Sleek, who's looking for a way past Alex Money.
Looks like Alex Money's tires, those 15-lap mediums, looks like they're just starting to fade away on him.
Yeah,
he's having a hard time controlling it. He may, I don't know, if I were him, I'd probably think about pitting here real soon.
Yeah, so
just try to hang on to what you got.
Yeah, those mediums he did start the race on, so he is going to have to come in for a different compound at some point. Oh, lots of understeer there. Sleek is a 9-lap with mediums.
Cody Carter's having some issues here. Down, looks like a big old pack of racing back here, trying to get into points. This is P11, so at P10 and up, you start to get into points. And here we go around Cops together side by side. Oh, he backed out.
Oh, and but Hunte's had a little bit on the exit. It looks like he's gone past. Oh man! Oh, and there's contact. Oh, there's contact in the damaged wing, and George Russell as well is off the track ahead of them.
Oh, he's gone. He's off the track.
Oh man! And so Hunte definitely picked up a little bit of wing damage there. As on the exit, and he ran into the back of Cody Carter, and I wonder how much of an aero effect that's gonna have. Yeah, that was a good little section there of driving. Oh, and look at the understeer. He's gonna have to come in this lap. Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, and that's just
ultimate contact.
Oh, that's speeding in the pit lane.
Brutal race for Hunte. That's not the race that the Mercedes guys wanted after last week's win 1 and 2.
Kurtzky has made it back up into P1.
Well done, Kurtzky. He had the fastest lap on pole by what, 5 tenths of a second? Yeah. He's just laying it down. And Raven Raptor's up in P2 on his hards. He's made it all the way back up too after his early spin. Look at that. The Williams are 1 and 2 right now. This is a good day for them, as long as they can hang on for 9 more laps.
And honorable mention as well, Fute back into 5th place. So good drive from him as well. And we're coming into the final 10 laps of this race, and PBJ into the pits as well. So I wonder, he's going onto the soft tires.
And close this race out on the softs and see what kind of positions they can make up.
Yeah, and Alex Money has come in, interesting, for the hard tires. He was the one who was staying out on the mediums, who started on the mediums, and it's interesting, he's gone to the hard tires. He thinks that those are going to last to the end of the race, whereas the softs maybe are not.
Maybe he didn't. Maybe he saw 9 laps left and didn't think those soft tires were going to last for that long. Looks like we got an incident here. Cody Carter just spun out a little bit. Looks like his teammate Adam Klein, number 6, running in. Both of them running in the points today.
George Russell has also had it. Oh, he's off the track.
He's driving off into the grass. He's really struggling right now. He's having a rough race.
Yeah, hard race for him, but a good race so far for the top 2 teams as it stands. Williams 1 and 2, and Red Bull 3 and 4.
It's a battle. Looks like
there he is.
George Russell's coming in for a different set of tires.
Yeah, pick up some damage maybe.
he's had a rough start to the season. His race, first race, I think he was out within like the first lap. And the second race, he was out within the first couple laps too. Just he's probably just happy that he's making it so far. It looks like he retired actually just now.
Oh, did he? Yeah, he did too.
Yeah, something happened. He drove into the pits under power. Maybe it's just a weird bug right now. I bet he's coming back out. I'm sure I'm sure he's excited just to keep racing. Yeah.
I don't know. That's hard to say. I wonder if. Oh, you know what? Maybe with the new damage model, he suffered enough damage where he can't continue, or he maybe wouldn't be fast enough to continue at all, and it's just too difficult to drive. Like.
Yeah, it's possible he had a failure or something. Yeah, because he did have contact under safety car too. That was super unlucky. Like, yeah, he had 10 seconds worth of penalties there. I guess decided enough was enough. Unlucky for the AlphaTauri.
Yeah, 14 drivers remaining, 10 of them in the points positions, and 9 of those 10 drivers on the medium tires. The only one not on the mediums in the top 10, Raving Raptor in P2, and he's still in DRS range then of his teammate Kurtzky, and he's going to get it right about now on the exit of turn 4. And
these two guys, if they're smart, they're going to work together and try to keep the DRS on each other as fast as they can and try to pull away from these Red Bulls and just try to work together.
They've already broken DRS range from the Red Bulls behind 2 seconds between second and third place.
At this point, Kurtzky just wants to keep towing him. Yeah.
VSC, because Floyd has DNF'd as well. So I wonder what's happening.
Oh, we had another spin. Looks like these guys are just struggling for grip.
Yeah.
It's a very tricky track. Another DNF-laden race.
So it's only a VSC, so it's not the full safety car. We will get underway shortly. Mercedes 12 and 13 running in the bottom 2 positions. Very unfortunate for them. I feel like a lot of these penalties maybe are a little too harsh. We'll see. There it is. So 3 seconds for most of these guys, which is probably track limits, and then Phoenix obviously with that earlier incident with, I believe it was George Russell. And they're going to be following their delta times. And there you go, Connor with another 3-second penalty.
Looks like these guys are struggling for. It looks like so Connor was just driving around the Maggots and Beckett's, and I bet you these guys are just struggling for grip and just crossing the white lines. So yeah, basically you in the car you have to keep 2 wheels inside the white line. Anything less than that, and you get a couple warnings. Well, after your 3rd warning, you'll get a penalty. And it looks like Adam Klein picked up the drive-through penalty too after an incident under safety car. So that's unfortunate for him. But yeah, as you come out of some of these corners, like, it's super hard to stay inside the line just because you're going so fast, and I bet you they're just skipping that extra tire out and just touching the line just close enough, and they're just getting penalties on penalties.
Big snap, and also Hunte, another drive-through as well. Interesting. I wonder what's happening to these drivers with the drive-through. Yeah, you're right. It must be speeding under the safety
virtual safety car. Yeah.
But we are green, and I don't know actually if these guys are going to get DRS right away. But into cops we go. Out of cops we go, I should say. These two Williams are now going to have to. So they've already. Yes, because they kept enough of a gap. They pulled away already from the Red Bulls.
Was hoping probably under that virtual safety car to try to close some of the distance on these Williams, and I don't think they're going to be able to do it anymore. Yeah, it's just struggling. They're in clean air themselves, which is better for driving, but at the same time, like, you gotta catch them, you gotta pass them.
So we're looking out to Fute in the McLaren. He's very close indeed to Sleek. The Red Bull, so he's looking to fight his way back up to the top. Obviously, he was P2 for a while there, and then the unfortunate timing of that safety car meant he dropped all the way back. But he's back up into P5, and he, with that 3-second penalty, he's going to be looking to get past Sleek and then pull away by as much as he can. And he's going to be going out at turn 5 now, and he has DRS, and we'll ride on board with him and see what happens. Coming down straight here, and he is not close enough for a move just yet.
Oh, looks like Fute's making the move. Made the move on Sleek.
We
He's
did.
got it done.
I look away for 1 second, and he's made a move just
Yeah.
out of the exit of left field, and he is far enough ahead to keep that position. And now this is where the difficulty comes for Sleek, because now he's behind within half a second, and it's just going to be brutal trying to follow. Yeah, look at the understeer he's getting behind this car. And he does stay within it 1 full second. He's going to get that DRS. Maybe see if there's a bit of a comeback coming from his record. As he needs to stay within 3 seconds to keep that P4. So
Yeah,
keep
finishing
an eye
out
on
the
it.
race. We got 5 laps left. Finishing out the race, like all you have to do is just stay within the the 3 seconds of these guys' penalties, each one of them, and they'll gain whatever position. But watching them in top 4, like they all have penalties and Sleek doesn't. That's opportunity to move up into a couple spots if you can catch up.
As it stands, then top 4 drivers, all of them have 3-second penalties. So maybe we'll get the interval. And so yeah, as it stands, looks like Sleek would actually get P3 as long as he stays within 3 seconds of his teammate. So we'll keep an eye on that. But look at the gap then between 5 and 6. Looks like 10 seconds separate 5 and 6. So look at the gap that's been pulled already by those guys.
Huge gap between DRX code and Sleek, just trying to catch up and maintain traction. Looks like a lot of the racers are kind of spreading out across this track. As we get more and more green flags going, just hard to stay close under the dirty air.
Yep, and I don't think we're looking at any more pit stops unless there maybe someone wants to do a little bit of a gamble as it stands. Phoenix, another penalty for track limits. So what is he up to then?
Well, looks like we've got a Mercedes that's spun out too at the exit of pit lane.
Oh, has he? Oh, yeah, there is.
Yeah, he stopped right by there at the one on. Yep.
Oh yeah, look at the front wing. He's missing his front wing. Oh,
yeah, his whole
brutal
front
luck.
wing is gone.
Oh, and he's such a far way away from the pit lane too. That's going to be horrible for him to try to manage his lap without a front wing, or at least the left-hand side. Yeah, look at that.
Oh, his
full
whole wing's
damage.
gone.
Yeah, full damage.
Brutal.
For him. Awful luck for Hunte. We missed that.
Hunte, that's the 3rd or 4th incident he's had today. He's just struggling. He's just looking to hopefully finish out this race. Not the. I mean, they survived this race, but I'm sure the Mercedes were looking for a lot better race finish than where they're at now.
And it looks like Hunte is probably going to be the first driver to see blue flags in this race. The 2 Williams have absolutely gapped everyone behind them. Raving Raptor, he's still in DRS range on his teammate, but he's 6 seconds ahead of Snoop Francis in P3. What a performance
these guys are
from
just
these 2 guys.
Pulling away so hard. Like the pace of Kursky, he's locked it down all this whole race weekend down from qualifying to this race. He made his way through all the traffic too when after he pitted. Just he and Raving Raptor got lucky. He had a spin early and happened to catch up with Kurt. It looks like Kurt's just giving him a tow the whole rest of the way.
And we missed it, but Fute has gotten past Snoop Francis. So that's
P3 made back to the 3
for the McLaren. So some great stuff from him on that recovery drive of his. Well, kind of a recovery drive, but he's going to be happy to see that P3. It's a very slow time. He has to wait. Then, as fast as it is, when you think about it, to change 4 tires and a front wing in less than 10 seconds, it feels like forever when you just want to get back out onto the track. See, now Fute has about 2.5 laps now to see if he can get anywhere near the Williams. And Connor's picked up another penalty for multiple warnings of track limits, so that would put him he'd actually keep position P8.
Yeah, he'll drop with Cody Carter. Cody Carter will move up under that position as long as he keeps his gap.
Yeah, but Phoenix will actually drop down to P9, so almost evens everything out for those guys. So still 6 seconds of gap between Fute and the Williams of Raving Raptor.
Very tough track to hold grip on it. As you can see, it looks like we only got 4 drivers that managed to, not have contact and also stay within the bounds of the track the whole time. very difficult. You know, for as simple as this track seems, it's very deceptively difficult.
Yeah, and good on these guys, especially Dr. Xcode and Sleek, for keeping their noses clean and out of trouble. They're holding on to some good points without a penalty, and as it stands, Sleek will get just a couple points away from that P3. And so Raving Raptors actually picked up another penalty, so that's gonna be a really good opportunity then for Fute and the McLaren. He just has to be within 3 seconds of that car in front of him, as he's just pulled a full second out of the gap between him and Raving Raptor. So he needs 2 more in the last 2 laps here, lap and a half really that we have, and so we're gonna have to see. He's gonna need a bit of a miracle here. 2 seconds he needs to pull out to get that P2.
2 laps to go. He's got to be able. Yeah, he's got to drive the heck out of this car.
Yeah.
Raving Raptor's gonna be struggling because he's been on his hard tires since lap 5, so he's gonna be really struggling for grip here come this last lap. He looks like Kurtzky's still trying to give him a tow. You know, you can see by the gap here because he's still only 4/10 off of him. It looks like the Williams guys are just trying to pull him away too to make sure that they can maintain number 1 and 2.
And what a job they've done, really, to keep gapping drivers behind the way they do and keep position like this. It's an excellent teamwork from them, and we can see it just now. Raptor obviously not trying to overtake his teammate, but just keep that DRS, or stay within DRS range and just absolutely pull away from these guys behind. But Fute now 1 second away from P3, less than a second now, and I kind of want to ride on board with him for the final lap just to see if he can do it. We'll see. Definitely, he's going to probably be using his 40% battery remaining. He's going to be using absolutely all of it, as much as he can, because he now has 6/10 for a podium place. And Connor looks like it's gotten. Oh, he's coming to the pit, so I don't know maybe what's happened with him. Maybe he had a moment there, but Fute 2/10, 3/10. Oh, it's going to be so close. He's actually not using as much battery as he maybe could. Maybe saving the deployment for the final sector where
Hanger
straight line, yeah. And so close he is now, 3/10 of a second.
Looking to steal P2 back after you know, a pretty unlucky series of events when he pitted.
So if you're just joining us now, what happened? Fute was running in 2nd place, just behind the Williams of Kurtzky, and he was going for the undercut from softs to the medium tires, trying to undercut the Williams driver, and just as he comes out of the pits, the safety car got deployed, and that gave Kurtzky a good opportunity to cover him off and get a free pit stop as it happened. And 1/10 of a second now between Fute, and it's going to be very close, but he's using as much of that battery as he can. And we'll look now to the front of the grid to see for the first time, or maybe we'll get the results up in a second, but yes, so second British driver to cross the line in P1, and it's a Williams 1 and 2 for the British team, and Fute behind him has gotten that second place.
So now it shakes out. Yeah, he's got in close enough in the penalties. Raving Raptor took 3rd.
Oh, so I take it back. It is not a Williams 1 and 2, but it is a British 1, 2, and 3 in terms of constructors. Fute managed to pull out over a second. 1.3 seconds was his pace.
That last lap.
Yeah, that is absolutely insane. So this is what I'm saying. This is really unfortunate for those guys, or for Fute, who had that unfortunate pit stop, because man, was he ever quick today. And we'll look now to Adam Klein, who's just going to cross the line and take P9, and behind him there's a couple of little position changes because of the penalties, but
that'll round up our top 10. I'm going to go. I'll be right back. I'm going to see if I can go get some of these drivers here. Go talk to them.
And so we'll round off the top 10 again. Kurtzky, the maiden win in the Division 2 season for him. And Fute, I think that's his 2nd podium of the season. An incredible drive from him, really. In my opinion, he's my driver of the day. We'll hear from some other guys in a second here, and we'll see what happens. Joining us now, we have a couple guys here in the broadcast room. Hello.
Got Kurtzky and Raptor, welcome. Congratulations on the 1-2, fellas.
Thank you. It's a 1-3.
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, the 1-3. Sorry, yeah, with the 1-2 on track, but the 1-3 after penalties. So, yeah. Speaking of, we were noticing there were a lot of tracks, a lot of penalties out there. Was it tough win today, or how did that go? Tell us about your race.
Well, my race was disastrous in the beginning as I spun out, and then I couldn't get back on track because my tires were just overheated.
It was a hero pull. That was a hero pull back onto into number 2 rack for. It's a good race, Kurtzky. Congratulations on the win. Tell us today about how your race went.
Yeah, first top 3 finish, what I was aiming for. So it was unfortunate for the Red Bull spin early in the race there, but yeah, it was a good race. Felt like I held it together. Unfortunately, we couldn't get a 1-2. Maybe next week we could.
Yeah, well, to be fair, it was a 1-2 on track. Anything else, W? Do we have?
Yeah, no, congratulations, Williams. We'll let you guys go get ready for your celebrations on the big win today. Congratulations.
Yeah, good job, guys. Good points for the Williams team. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Very much.
All right, and so that's going to do it for round 3 of the Division 2 season. Thank you, everyone, for watching. It's been a fun race. Then maybe a little cleaner than some of the races in recent days, but we are going to go ahead and get ready for the Division 1 race. 49 minutes from now, qualifying will start, so it is going to be a bit of a long wait now that we didn't have as many safety cars. But thank you again all for watching, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah, stay tuned. Yep, 10 o'clock Eastern. Have D1 race. Super excited. Yeah, good race, Jack. Congratulations,
Awesome.
week 3.
It is race day, and so that's going to be it from us, and we will see you in a bit.